and welcome everyone. We are live for the second day of our Action Weekend online championship.
Lots of action. We're all about the action here. Hi, everyone. I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director of the Mechanics Institute. And we have right now currently FIDE Master Paul Whitehead and Dr. Judith Starre, organizer extraordinaire. Jim Eade will be joining us also really soon. And this is the Rapid Championship, the Mechanics Institute Rapid Championship. We had an amazing Blitz Championship yesterday with the powerhouse lineup. I think we had 7 GMs yesterday. It was won by Eltaj Safarli, Azerbaijan. Alexander Lenderman took second, and then Christopher Yu and Andrew Tang shared third. And then today, I'm looking at the lineup here. We have 8 GMs, and new to today is Conrad Holt. He's currently the number 2 seed. Alexander Ovalexi, he's currently the top seed, and James Tarjan, he'll be playing today. And we have a lot of the strong local talent. So this is really exciting. We have 59 players, 8 minutes left. Yeah, this was stronger than the Blitz. Josiah Stearman's mentioned that in the chat.
Is he playing as well, Stearman?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, good question. Is he in there?
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, he is. He's in there.
Well,
And what about the
yes,
kids?
he is. Yeah.
Oh,
What
Rui?
about the other kids?
Rui
Rui and Eric Lee.
Well, Rui's in there.
Excellent.
Abanov's in there. I don't see
Jim
Eric Lee,
Tarjan
actually.
is in there too. So.
Yeah. For the kids, I know Nitish Nathan is in there, Alejandro Canales, all the usual strong strong kids that they're here.
Yeah.
The old timers, Elliot Winslow and Michael Walder, they're there.
Excellent.
Represent.
The MI The Rock, Kyron Griffith, he's playing.
And Jim, you're a French player. We have Conrad Holt and Alexander Lenderman, who are French players.
All right.
So you got
I
some.
up my John Watson book.
And just the cool thing about this tournament, this is an open tournament. And we have all these top quality GMs, but then we have all our mechanics regulars. Sas Hakobian, Adam Mercado, Akko Haydari, Stuart Katz from Sacramento, Jonah Bush. It's kind of fun to see the strength and the club regulars with their rocky moment where they're getting their shot at the title.
Yeah.
Playing with the big boys.
So remind us, Abel, who won this tournament last year when it was held in person at the Mechanics Institute?
Well, when we had this tournament last year, we had it in May. It was the first one. We did it in partnership with the Pro Chess League, and it was a 3-way tie for first with Fabiano Caruana, John Ludwig Hammer, and George Meyer. They tied with a 4.5, and rather than have them play a blitz playoff because it was a long evening, we said, hey, let's just call it a tie. And it was a great
Magical.
It was a great night at the Mechanics. Fabiano came in and sat down with you for an interview in the office, which is on
Very
YouTube.
cool.
So if you go to YouTube, look at Mechanics Chess. I believe the date was May 3rd of last year. You can see the whole tournament in its entirety with Fabiano Caruana right there at Mechanics playing Rapid, beating up on everyone. And he drew with Hammer in the last round.
Great game
to get that. So, and then now and the lineup is pretty still like super strong. So this is pretty exciting. We will have a worthy winner, as we did yesterday. A very impressive performance by Safarli.
Was there any shenanigans at all during the tournament yesterday?
Yeah, so monkey business. It takes about 72 hours for us to hear. I know for Judith and I as observers, since we've been really following this stuff a lot, we didn't really notice anything. Maybe there was like one occurrence where I think we were kind of like raising an eyebrow, but all of that got reported. But the thing is I really think that most of our players kind of know what we expect and know what we're about, and we're hoping so anyway. And I'm hoping it stays that way. I hope the club gets a reputation as a place you can play and count on, that our players don't engage in that, and if it does happen, we're on top of it. I mean, we're all over it. We're like hypersensitive to it, and I mean and that's what we want, and that's what chess should be about, and we stand for that, and we think that's why we're getting kind of the players coming to play at our club, and we're getting the kind of numbers even during our weekly, everyday events. I mean, we're getting big numbers. Tuesday, we always get more than 60 players for the Tuesday night online, which we broadcast, and Judith's in the chat, just warning everyone.
Yeah, I felt the need to do that 3 minutes out.
No, it's perfect. And I did put the message about, if you get caught cheating, it could affect your USCF over the board, because all this stuff can go to the US Chess Ethics Committee. So
Right back.
Yeah. So, and I think that was a game changer now.
Yes.
That the cheating in chess online can actually affect your over the board. That's a good move, and 65 players with under 3 minutes left.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say that we hit the prize fund again. Yesterday we had 50 player paid, so we will pay out the full prize fund that we advertised, and I think it's almost safe to say that today we'll do that again. So I'm very happy, and we can for sure say that $800 each tournament, that's amazing, I think, and it's a very good feeling to be able to deliver that to the players. Right?
Yeah, and especially with this lineup, and especially with our mechanics regulars coming to play.
Okay, server busy.
That's
we need to let him in, right?
Oh, server busy?
Yeah, he's a new registration. I think he just registered.
You approved it.
Yes,
approved it
I
already.
approved it. Mm-hmm.
And then that's the fun part, is seeing all our club regulars that play at mechanics on Tuesday nights and on the weekends. They're all in our online community, continuing to play. And for those of you that are kind of like new to what we do, we have tournaments every single day, and we even stream some of our events, especially the Tuesday night online. So check us out if you kind of love what we're doing. And those tournaments are free.
And wild.
and wild and crazy. So, Tuesday night online, fun chess, strong competition, great players, and it's free. So,
Abel, I know that all of you are faithful readers of the Chess Files, which is my column on efoundation.org. And I talked about cheating online, and I said my conclusion was it's really on the organizers. If you provide a safe place to play, people will come and play, and they know they won't run into cheaters. And you guys have done that. If somebody allows cheating and is lax about it, then players will stay away from that site, stay away from those organizers. And if you're providing a safe place where people know that when they play chess, they're playing real chess, not against an engine or against some cheat.
And it is organizer responsibility, because the players have to, the players come to play, right? Of course, players should advocate for themselves if they suspect something. But sure. Just like any other activity, you expect the organizer to advocate on behalf of the participants. And we look forward to doing that. But we do it not just with cheating, but with anything that goes on in the club. So.
Have you had any disputes? Like, do you have had to do dispute resolution?
With regards to like cheating?
One of the players complaining that
all the time. Yeah, all the time. And not anything like negative. Just it's more about like education about how online works and what are the rules and regulations of it, and things like that.
We're off to the races, huh?
All right, round one is under.
Give me just 1 second, and then
okay.
I'll adjust.
And as Judith gets it up, I'll just.
The board is too small for me to see.
I will say you got to be careful what you wish for because the top seed, Grandmaster Alexander Ovalexy, is playing Jonah Bush, a mechanics regular.
Excellent.
And Thomas Mazer, who just joined the club, is playing Conrad Holt on board too.
Excellent.
So
I know Tom from way back.
Me too.
And
Back in the 80s.
Stuart Katz is playing Alexander Lenderman.
Wow.
Great.
And I
All
know
right.
Stuart was really anxious not to miss today because her registration wasn't straightforward, which is at 4. So like he messaged me late last night. So anyway, hopefully you guys can see the top board right now.
Yes. But who's who?
So we have white, the Grandmaster from Russia, Alexander Ovalesky, and then we have Jonah Bush with black.
Okay, well, we're rooting for Jonah Bush. I mean, let's face it.
I'm interested.
He's a
Paul.
We
local
always should
guy.
root for the
And,
underdog, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Paul, he's allowing B5, and
you mean the Grandmaster is allowing B5?
yes, and Black is not playing it. So I'm thinking, geez, that would have been tempting for me to play, but apparently both of them know something that I don't.
Yeah, well, B5 is going to be pretty double-edged. White will probably play E5, and
Okay.
but he's also, B5 seems to be indicated.
I would have played as White. I would have played 8-4 to prevent it, and White is teaching me that it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it's not always necessary to play. You can allow it.
Well, there it is.
Another way to sort of move the pieces around.
Oh, this is interesting. I would not have put my bishop on F3 either. So this is highly instructive to me.
For those watching, this is game in 15 with 2-second increment, and it's 6 rounds. 6 rounds of game 15 plus 2. And for the number of players, I think there's a good shot we'll have a clear first. We probably would have had it with 5 rounds, but with 6 rounds, I think we just might have that.
So he's clearly indicating he's going to play rook E1 and E5, I think. Is that right, Paul?
Well, White might try to play A4 or even B4 at some point. It's flexible. I think we're going to see what happens in the next few moves. Black still needs to develop the queen side.
Right.
Maybe rook A7 and the rook over to E7.
That's a good idea.
Black just drops a pawn at D6.
And for no reason. For no reason.
I guess it's a mistake.
It's a mistake, clearly.
Well, nothing is clear until the smoke clears. But
Yeah, you don't give away a center pawn like that unless you have a very good reason.
Sometimes it is played in these positions if you can get some counterplay. There are some variations where Black allows White to take on D6. But
I'm listening to you, but I'm not believing you.
Here, I think Black might have mixed up the ideas. Anyway, I've got to hand it to Jonah Bush. He's playing in an enterprising way against this grandmaster, this unknown grandmaster from Russia.
Why not do it?
Go for it.
So he's playing knight c5, d3. It kind of that seems to be what he's going after for me, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not fond of giving away pawns against grandmasters either, but nothing succeeds like success. Let's see how the game goes in the next few moves.
Okay.
But like I said, look, the grandmaster's thinking, what shall I do? The great Jonah Bush is giving it to me here.
Well, it's not so much in rapid as it was in that game 3 that we had. Where game 3, if you make your opponent think, it's a victory. But here they have time to consider.
Oh yeah,
When the position is complicated, that's when you take your time. That seems like a reasonable move.
Yeah, it's just
Texas
like
yeah.
show me. He's saying show me, and so let's see what Jonah comes up with. I'm definitely willing to look at another game if anybody wants to.
Sure. Sure.
Sounds
Come
good.
back to this one.
And this is the tournament where we can actually do that. We have the luxury of doing that,
Yeah, let's
right?
switch into switch around
So let's peek into Conrad Hold. I was really
and not
happy.
lose track of this game though.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah.
happy to see him registering for this tournament. I haven't seen him for a couple of months, or well, now for a half year at least.
So is he black?
And yes, he is playing
Yep.
with black against Talanuf, who I actually have to look up because.
Thomas Mazer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Thomas Mazer.
Black's got an easy game here.
It sure looks like that to me, Paul. And
Holt's a great player. Yeah, really, I've watched him play, and I'm very impressed by his skills.
he's going to want to retreat his bishop to c2, so maybe Mazer has to take it.
I think Mazer is actually white here.
Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mazer is white
Yeah.
and Conrad Hold is black.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so thank you. You're right. You told me he was black. So yeah, Mazer's trying to reroute the bishop to c2. I don't think you could allow that because that king side looks pretty open to me. So if I was playing black, I would take that bishop, even if I'm not happy to do it. Okay, he doesn't care. All right. Well, he's not. I see. He's trying to drive the knight away. So if he takes the bishop, the e8 pawn would have to recapture, crippling the queenside majority. So this does make a lot of sense to me.
You know who's playing a fine game is Stuart Katz against Alexander Lenderman. If you want to take a peek into
Sure.
that.
Take a peek.
Wonderful. And then after that, Altaj is playing Akko. So Alexander Lendeman, he's a grandmaster from New York City.
White or black?
And he's black. And he's
Okay.
playing Stuart Katz from, I think he resides in Sacramento.
Yep.
Well, another what looks like came from a French
Yeah.
kind of position, and
That-
very
that is
similar
correct.
to
Very
similar structure to the in some ways to the other
And-
game we saw, and this is going quite well for black.
Yeah, the pawn structure is very similar, Paul. The only thing I would say for black, if this came from a French, I love my bishop on b7. And is there a way to create a battery with the queen and the bishop to attack the king side? I don't know.
I'm
But,
sure that's in his thoughts
Right.
at some point. But
It was a French. It was a French.
Yeah.
A comfortable position for black.
So this is a
Very
really happy
similar.
outcome for a French player. You couldn't be more delighted. But you still have the queenside majority on the queen side for white. And so that is an ending advantage. If you get before the ending, the gods have placed the middle game. So we still have a lot of pieces on the board before we talk about endings. But that's always in your back pocket. If you're got the queenside majority, that's an ace up your sleeve. So you don't have to back down from exchanges. Every time you exchange, your winning chances increase. All things being equal, of course.
So again, we have the lower rated players sort of allowing an easy equality, I think, with the white side of a French. So shall we go on and look at another game?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. I would really love to peek into Altaj and Akko's game.
Yeah.
So Akko we don't have to introduce Akko. He's a regular club player. We like him, and he's very fun guy. And he's playing Grandmasters Altaj Safari from Azerbaijan.
He's getting
The
He's
reigning
getting
Blitz champion.
destroyed. Yeah.
Did you describe him as a mushroom?
Mushroom.
I heard you say he was a fungi.
Akko?
No, you said he was a fungi.
Fungi.
Very, very funny.
Sorry.
You see, I haven't had my coffee after lunch.
Okay, all right.
No, it's good. It's a good
she's been
excuse
out
for-
of science for too long.
So Akko is just hanging on by. He's lost
It does
positionally.
look
and-
awfully sad. I don't see how you get out of this.
Yeah.
That's the only reasonable try, I think.
Is this kind of the point where he says, "Well, let me go get my camera and take a picture"?
I mean, there is the
Falls
pawn
apart.
at D3 hanging, and as well as
Oh, yeah.
Black's
Wow.
pieces menacing the king side.
And
So-
can he just? No, he can't.
So,
Okay.
pawn G5 even maybe here, or taking on D3 with, the knight or the bishop. Both look very strong.
Yeah, I kind of want. I don't want him to take that knight. If I played knight takes D3, he could take it. I want to hang on to that. But all the pieces look good, so I don't know which piece I would.
Yeah, I
want.
mean, white is lost. And,
I don't think that's too far to say. That is.
I think
I don't
Black
think
is
so.
just trying to figure out a way to finish him off here. And G5
Right.
looks like was just looking very strong.
You want to take a look at Jonah Bush's game?
Sure.
Go
Knight
back.
G3.
Okay.
Why not?
Gonzaga,
Sure.
board one.
Now you can win
Sounds
the
good.
queen with rook H3
So,
check.
as a reminder, the Grandmaster is with white here against Jonah Bush, a club player who is a black, and it seems that the Grandmaster is leading by 2 pawns already. Or
Well-
actually, yeah.
I'm delayed. I'm not seeing that.
2 pawns.
Well, 2 points, right? I was just reading the points, but it's actually 3 pawns. But he only has a
Oh.
rook for 2 knights, right?
Okay, here we go.
So this is 2 knights for a rook, and a rook and
And some pawns.
3 pawns. Yeah, this is lost for Black, I think, here.
Well, the pawns are advanced. That's the other problem
Yeah.
for Black. He
Now it's just putting the squeeze on.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
really
I mean,
needs to be.
there might be some way to tactically, if Black could win the E5 pawn, maybe, but
Seems
it's
well
just-
protected now.
It's a tough road here for Jonah, but he's got the Grandmaster behind on time and thinking. So
Is he going to play knight e4? Do you think?
yeah, but I mean, the problems remain
Hey,
here.
check out Christopher Yu's game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually a.
And while you guys are analyzing that game with Christopher being white and should be Duain, I can't even pronounce that username. I'm gonna respond to a join request, okay?
Okay, I don't see. I see half a board now.
Hopefully.
so Christopher is up a pawn, and
I
Black's king
can't see
is
that game yet. Oh, there we go. Okay,
Black's lost.
I'm rooting for Christopher. I don't know if that's
Black
fair.
is lost here. He's lost a pawn. It looks like he's losing another one on C5. That's
And
it.
and the player he's beating, Arul Viswanathan, he's actually a strong player. He's like a solid 2000 player.
Well, he's lost right out of the opening here.
Yeah, but
It looks savage.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher's doing his Christopher thing.
Oh, can you do that? I guess so.
So he's Black is desperately trying to maintain some kind of material parity here, but I think White just takes on D7 and then brings a rook to E1, and it's looking pretty bad.
That's what I would have played for Black. So I was just trying to calculate that. And I was wondering about Rook B1, which
You can-
Rook.
You could just play rookie one now, no?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Because then knight D4?
The bishop's hanging on B5.
yeah, but if you go knight d4 check, you're gonna get it. No.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like. I prefer Rook B1. That seems to hang everything hang on to everything.
Not hang.
Yeah, not hang. Hang on to everything.
Now bishop D7 check. So this wins. This is actually a faster win.
What are we looking at? I'm lagging, I guess.
He's just calling out the move.
This is resignable now. Yeah, rook B1.
Yeah, rook b1 was the indicated move. Yeah,
Now bishop d7 check on the next move. So
right.
for you, gets a quick win.
And James Tarjan also defeated Adam Mercado.
Nice.
Okay. The Grandmasters are proving to be tough. Surprise.
It's always the first round mispairings. You know, they're paired down.
Yeah.
It'll get tougher for them as they go along.
And then with 6 rounds too, there will be mix up at the top.
So can we go back to board
This looks a
to
little
board 2 maybe, or board 1?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see that.
This is just lost here
So-
for
Jonah Bush is with black here against the strongest grandmaster in the field, I think, if I'm
I'm
right.
lagging behind. I'm still seeing the other game.
So here, the 94 move was played,
I can't see it.
and so black is
Oh, here we go.
black. This is black's chances to take on e5, but then he's just going to be of the exchange down as well. I mean, H takes g3, bishop takes e5. Oh, it's black's move here. Okay.
No, black just moved the rook to e8.
Okay, okay, so he took on. I don't see what black can do. Bishop e5, just move the rook at a1.
It's black's move here
Yeah.
because white just captured H to G3.
So black has the exchange and a couple of pawns down. This is lost.
I'm afraid so.
If bishop e5, just move the rook at a1. If rook e5, then rook c8 check. So
No, rook c8 is covered by the bishop on f5.
yeah, but if the rook had taken on e5, then rook c8 would have.
No, I'm saying the bishop on f5 covers c8.
Yeah, but your queen at a7 is lost.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
And now d6.
Wow.
There's probably a bunch of ways to win this game. White's just the exchange and a pawn ahead, so I'm sorry, the exchange and 2 pawns ahead. So black is hoping for a miracle here. And I'm afraid it's probably not going to happen.
Today's not the day for answered prayers.
Yeah, today.
Or at least not the round. The first round won't be the round.
Shall we go to the second board?
Yeah, the second board, current second board, is actually still Conrad Holt against
We haven't seen that game for a while.
Tom Macer. And
Yeah,
Stewart is still holding on
Yikes.
against Alexander Lenderman, right?
Yeah, I think Stewart's playing a
Oh,
pretty solid game against Lenderman.
Lenderman, yep.
oh.
What game are we looking at? D-Wretch is
That's
who?
Conrad
Holt.
Holtz against Talanuf, which is Thomas
Oh.
Macer. And it's
Yeah, well, Tom
resigned.
is losing a piece here.
Yeah,
Look
and
at-
he did
yeah.
resign.
You resigned, yeah.
Yeah, so let's peek into Stewart's
Wait,
game.
I don't see. There you go. Okay.
So I'm peeking into a game between.
I'm lagging way behind you guys. I'm going to stop and start again.
This is Lenderman's game. I see that.
Yeah, he's playing black.
Yes, he is playing against, and I can see. I'm watching the Twitch from my.
The
phone.
threat is knight takes c2, of course. So white has to be a little careful here. Black is very dangerously placed here.
Christopher Yu won his game.
Okay. So black has a lot of pressure, but I don't see a knockout win here. And so we have to hand it to who Lenderman's opponent here is still hanging on. And who is Lenderman's opponent?
Stuart Katz.
Well, the one thing that's horrible here for white is the time situation is just so badly in Black's favor. It's amazing.
And Judith, who was that player
Queen
that came
D5,
in late?
it looks like Queen D5 wins the game here.
Server busy. Who was that player?
Let me
Queen
see.
D5, and that's it. Cats has just reached the end of the cat has no longer has 9 lives. Queen D5 is a beautiful little shot. And if Queen E3, Queen G2, if Knight E3, Queen H1. I think Stewart has no way out here. A nice little tactical finish. Black's pressure paid off here, and it's going to be mate on the board. For some reason, Lenderman is taking his time to play Queen H1 mate. Not sure why. Is there a... Okay, finally he did it.
So Stearman was actually in a tough match, but I think he's kind of simplified it now, and he's gonna win. It looked a little tight for a while.
Okay, now I have it because I remember that person. It's Vedant Talvakar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did register. I saw the username.
Do we
so-
have board 3 going on here?
Yeah, let's see. So let's peek into Gadir's game, maybe. We haven't peeked into his.
This is Gusenev?
Oh, yes, but he just won the game, so
Okay.
it's too late.
Well, let's find it.
Yeah, let me wait until my. Okay, so Josiah is playing Vedant. Rui playing Chessboa, but basically besides Lenderman,
I
all
think just pulling up the next highest board is probably by default.
yes,
In these
that's a
situations is
good
good.
suggestion. Thank you. So here we have Josiah, and
Yeah.
I think it's a mate in very fast.
Made in 7. I'll call
Mate
7.
in 4
So-
or something like that. Okay, so the Drid resigned. So let's go to the next highest one, which is Rui.
2 queens is usually sufficient.
It's
Yeah.
usually even for me, let alone Josiah, right?
I could beat Shirov at that.
I like that mate at the end there.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, whose game is this?
So this is Rui, our favorite hoodie girl, playing against Chessboa, which is Kritin Gopalakrishnan.
Yeah, and
I
he's
like
been playing
White.
our
Yeah,
weekend.
this is White's kind of trying to play King D5 and King C6 here. And Black
Yeah,
Black is too slow.
Yes. So who's white?
White is Rui.
Rui.
So
Okay. so-
She's our favorite.
she's our
and
favorite,
because
and
she's
she
our
should
favorite.
be.
I'm rooting for her.
She should be the higher rated by several points.
I think she's winning here.
Yep. There's no doubt in my mind.
I guess King C6 is met by King D8. And, White has to be careful not to lose the...
Well, King
Wanted.
C6, King C6, King D8, King B5. And, it seems like,
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
yeah.
I think Black has very little... Yeah, that's absolutely correct. King B5. I was looking at something fancier, but...
And Michael Walder's playing Clarence Lehman.
Oh, my gosh.
MI versus MI.
That
Oh
is
my
a
God.
that is a Tuesday night.
Okay, let's
Yep.
feature them again because.
Roy is winning this easily now.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
I am pulling up Michael Walder against Clarence. For
Okay.
those of you who know our club, know that they are one of the most regular guys there. Michael is the higher rated player, and he is playing with White against Black is Clarence.
Well, Black can resign.
I think it's pretty pretty bleak.
It's got a knight hanging at h3 and a knight hanging at e6. Oh no, well, I mean, or the queens are coming off. The
And it's
queens
gonna
are
be
coming
check
off,
and then
and
take the
that's
knight and you're just a rook up.
well, it's Black's move. So Black's going to save
Right.
the knight at h3, and then it'll just be exchanged down in an endgame.
Well, can you allow like knight b5? If you move the knight, it just seems like the queen's going to get pinned.
Yeah, that's true. That's even more of a disaster. Yeah. Yeah, it's all over.
I think so.
All right.
Unless it's, no,
Greg Marshall is not, he's trying, but he's having tough with the modern players,
Yeah.
He's
And-
not studying the books and coming up with the innovations.
And let me grab the opportunity to tell everyone that these two tournaments, yesterday and today, are USCF online rated. That means we are sending the tournaments in for rating. These games will only affect online rating. The Blitz yesterday, the Blitz tournament will affect the online Blitz rating, and today's games are affecting the online quick rating. But these are separate from the over the board rating. So online games will never ever affect over the board rating. So you can make sure that the over the board regular, quick, or Blitz rating, those are intact from the online rating. I also know that USCF has approved a motion that they are working on developing USCF online regular rating, but those will not again affect over the board regular rating. So it's completely separate, but it's still fun to keep track.
can I see another game?
Yep.
Sorry to take you away from a very important announcement.
Yes, absolutely. So let's. I'm pulling up Theo's game. Theo Biasas. He's a player from Sacramento. He's the son of Grandmaster Peter Biasas and woman Grandmaster, the late Ruth Herring.
Checkmate in 3.
Yes.
Calling it. All those,
6,
All those in
king
favor?
e8, knight f-
all the Tony teasers were
I
paying
see it
off.
too, Paul. I think you're right.
Tony teasers. We can put this in next time in Tony.
We
teasers,
should. Let's
Bishop
take a picture.
d6 is a forced mate. That's an inferior move. Bishop d6 was forced mate. However, I would still prefer to be white.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see the as I get older and watch more chess games and get a little more experience, I'm beginning to see that the tactical awareness is one of the keys to chess mastery. Is you have to have these kind of simple sequences drummed into your head. You're not going to become a master if you're missing obvious tactical shots.
And especially those that win the game for you quickly.
And they're sort of in the canon of chess knowledge. They've been
Absolutely.
standardized. They've been standardized. So it's sort of like one of those every Russian schoolboy or every Hungarian schoolgirl or
That's very true.
Not me.
you're supposed to know this stuff. And if you don't, your play becomes slack and bad things can happen.
And especially, and until you get to a certain level of chess, the game can be 90% tactics. So if you're not sufficiently prepared for tactics, you're not going to win a lot of games. And it seems to me that until you get pretty far advanced, you know, you're going to settle most of your games through tactics, and that's where you should spend your time, not on openings, you know, and only later when you get comfortable with tactics do you start to think about endings and positional play and add to your strength. But
You know, Manas is
Yeah, let's move on here.
is in a interesting rook and pawn in game.
yeah, let's go someplace else because this is not interesting.
But this game could have been over a long time ago.
Oh yeah, there's a mate in 3.
Well, it's over. Of course, Black's not resigning, but you know.
Yeah, this is a lost king and pawn ending if you take the pawn with
And
the, so you can't afford to do that. So what are you gonna? Well, that's a lost king and pawn ending.
so you're just going to do it anyway, right?
Oh, king.
You can't afford to do it.
No, not there. Oh well, that still wins, but
A better way to defend this was the Capablanca. This ending was right out of the Alekhine Capablanca match.
So you can learn from history.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Capablanca's games were something to marvel at for their simplicity.
Well, he lost that one, but it was one of the most famous. It was the final decisive result. Alekhine beating Capablanca, famous rook and pawn ending with the passed a pawn.
So I was
As Nick pointed out, these king and pawn 3 and 2 king and pawn endings, everything on the same side, are fairly routine wins. I think
Yes.
for White, for the stronger side.
You can almost always save a temp or lose a tempo if you need an extra pawn move, so that you can always get the opposition in the key points in the game.
Yeah.
Guys,
That
I'm
might-
gonna stop streaming for just 10 seconds because I found a setting that might actually improve our streaming, okay? But I think
Alright.
I need to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
offline, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is a good time. So